Hello and welcome. It's the chat, and I am Manny. It's a waste of time trying to describe my guests on the program, but could he possibly be one of the greatest Nigerians alive? Let's find out.
Professor Victor Uwaifo is a composer, guitarist, sculptor, performer extraordinaire, the first African to win a Golden Disc Award for his album Joromi, and the pioneer commissioner for arts, culture and tourism in Edo State. Born 80 years ago on the 1st of March, Sir Victor Uwaifo, as he is fondly called, attended Western Boys High School in his hometown and later St. Gregory's College, Lagos. He subsequently proceeded to Yaba College of Technology, Lagos, from where he obtained a National Arts Diploma with distinction and was an outstanding athlete. An alumnus of the University of Benin, where he obtained a BA Hons, First Class in Fine and Applied Arts, Master's degree in Sculpting, a PhD in Architectural Sculpture, and also served as a professor for several years. In his early days after school, he joined the NTS, now known as NTA, as a graphic artist before forming a musical band, the Melody Maestros. He and his band recorded hits like Siwo Siwo, Arabalde, feeding off the rich folk culture of the ancient Benin Kingdom. He succeeded in creating popular music forms like Sasakosa, Ekasa, Titibiti, and Akwete. Sir Victor's endless stream of hit songs like Guitar Boy and many others have ruled the airwaves for many years. His all-time mega-hit song, Joromi, is reputed to be the first African song to win a Golden Disc Award in 1965. As an innovator, the maestro self-designed and produced a car built of fiberglass called Vision 01. He popularized the double-neck guitar with 18 strings, designed the sixth finger, a device used to twang the guitar, and in the heat of several shows rolled his guitar 360 degrees, suspending it in the air at amazing speed. Sir Victor is a recipient of several awards. He is documented in the Groove Dictionary of Music and Musicians Volume 8, documented in the Men and Women of Distinction in the Commonwealth, and the recipient of the National Honor of Member of the Order of the Niger. More recently, Sir Victor was honored as UNESCO's Living Human Treasure in 2017. He has been married for over 30 years with children and grandchildren.
It's just not possible to wish you away. 600 songs, 100 records, and Joromi became a gold disc winner. This is a song you recorded in 1965.
That's right, correct.
What were you thinking about when you were putting that song together?
It wasn't my first song to start with.
Yeah.
I started recording from 1960. But
what was the background to the song Joromi itself? Because I know all your songs have some traditional backgrounds.
You're right.
We'll take them one at a time, but Joromi in particular, what was the background behind that song?
Joromi was a great warrior, wrestler who conquered the whole world and wanted to transcend to beyond this world to the other world, where you have other wrestlers with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heads. They call them boogie. It's like they're like devils or something like that. We went there to challenge them in single combat, and that was the fight that took place in heaven, in hell, not heaven, hell. And it took them one after the other, knocking their heads off and telling that they were better off with one head each.
Was that how you were feeling when you were?
Well, yeah, because that was the somersaulting.
Okay.
Rather than hitting the ground.
I want to take you back to your beginning. I think you started, it was Victor Uwaifo and the Melody Maestros.
Melody Maestros, you're right.
And then you kept transforming your music. From the maestros, you moved into, was it Akwete?
Those
Ekasa
were
also
genres
of music, yes.
Akwete, Mutaba, the shadow dance, then Kasa, Sasakosa, then Titibiti.
What was this all about? Is it out of restlessness or what?
It was a form of research. For example, the Kasa music, it belongs to our heritage, Benin. So when you crown a new Oba, during the coronation, the Kasa music is performed. So that gave birth to the Kasa music. There are some rattles. In fact, the rattles tied on the ankles are called the Kasa.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes, and the Kasa music is tied to
so whenever you had to,
yes.
Eventually you went into another genre of music. Is it Sasakosa, was it?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, these are
and it ended up in
metamorphosing,
Yeah.
The metamorphosis of
different
genres of sound, And then we have not ended. It's still Titibiti. We are not. You're just flying. We're still flying. Titibiti gives you.
So there'll be another thing called, something else after Titibiti.
Yeah. But they all belong to our music.
You are incredible. The other day I saw you recording in your studios.
Okay, that's right. You're right.
What keeps you going?
Mentally, physically, and spiritually. There are three things in life that I consider very important. Mental, I'm still reading. And physically, I build, I still work out. And then spiritually, I meditate a lot. I want to have a private chapel.
Talking about you being an inventor, you invented an automobile.
Yes, I did.
How could you?
And I drove it to Abuja.
How could you? I mean, where did you get the knowledge of,
What is bad was that when I was doing my first degree in the university, I came across this fiberglass, which is also used to build boats and then aircrafts and so on. So I decided, why not a car? And it's light. It's as strong as steel. It's lighter in weight than steel. At least 50% lighter. Yes, but the strength, tensile strength, is just equal to steel. So I decided to build a sports car. I did the design, and I did the mold, and I cast it and built it. So that was, and I conquered.
How long did it take you to do this?
Within 6 months. Within 6 months.
I don't think I'll be forgiven if I don't ask this question about Guitar Boy. Yeah? Was that really an encounter between you and a water mermaid? Or what you call Mami Water?
Yeah.
Was that an encounter?
Yeah, that's about 50 years ago. I made my, hit in Lagos. In fact, it took me only 5 years, within 5 years, that I hit the limelight and I returned back to Benin. So at that time, then I was still working for NTS, now known as NTA.
NTA?
Yes, NTA now.
You were in a graphic department.
Yeah. So each time, at the end of the day, sometimes we'll close, because television was not a net business, but just between 6 o'clock and 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. And then you are done. So each time we close, I would take time off. Just a whistle away from
the bar beach.
I would just go there and, looking for inspirations. One evening, I stayed late into the night. Moonlight, it was bright moonlight. The wave was becoming very restless. It washes against the beach, the sand beach. And each time I move my camp bed forward backwards. And it was advancing. Each time to recede and come and sit. So I was wondering what was going on. And at a distance, I looked toward my right. And I saw a glittering figure, almost blinding, shining, grayish, but silverish, and I thought it was a dream. But I was still strumming. Before I knew it, it was right in front of me. So then I heard a voice shrill, so shrill, and called out, "Guitar boy!" And I screamed. Is that screaming that I transposed into the guitar when I recorded the song, pulling the strings? Nobody had ever pulled the string before, and that was another discovery. And it was so short that if you see Mommy Water, never you run away. That was just the lyrics. Sing a song of love, sweet melody. I twanged the guitar,
and the Mommy Water was right in front of you when you were twanging.
Yeah, just within a few moments like that, she floated away. And I picked up my handbag.
And you took
off. The following day, I assembled my band and I rehearsed the song. And it was a big hit. If you see Mommy Water, give me that guitar there. If you see Mommy Water, never you run away.
Wow.
Give me that thing hanging there, that small thing. Yes.
Okay, that's the sixth finger, isn't it? That's the one. That's the sixth finger. So
this is the latest I've just invented, the sixth finger. I will show you. If you see Mommy Water, if you see Mommy Water, never you run away.
Oh, you ran away, didn't you?
Yeah. No, I didn't run away. I only left.
Okay.
I only left when she had departed.
Okay.
So, never run away with
Again, come to think of it, you are perhaps the first commissioner for arts and culture ever, in Nigeria.
You are right. You are right. Why in Nigeria? Because it never happened before that there's a Ministry of Arts, Culture, and Tourism. No. Tourism used to be in information. So, but Benin Edo carved it out as ministry. For me, after my, when I became a commissioner, they carved it out for me as the Ministry of Arts, Culture, and Tourism. So that was the first Ministry of Arts, Culture, in Nigeria.
What was your responsibility then? What were you supposed to be doing?
I was
just to promote the arts.
Promote tourism, promote the arts, and then I was. In fact, that gave birth to my museum, because all the blueprints I made, the government was not able to actually come up with my dream to realize my vision.
I don't know any museum. We're still going to have a tour of that museum.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know any museum that is as rich as that.
Thank you.
How did you...
So I named it Revelation Palazzo Museum.
This is supposed to be a tourist, center. How often do people come here to,
They do. Tourists. Students, visitors, people from abroad, ambassadors, and tourists visit here. I wish you were here or you'll be here one of these days where we have some students coming. There's a beehive of activities.
Okay, the students come on a regular basis, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
The museum itself has a section of where punishment is meted out.
We call that one the City of Blood. In those days.
How were you able to, portray that in sculpture?
I read, just doing sculpture. It's not all just doing sculpture. You have to. There are 9 courses in sculpture. So I came across some of those things. We do art history. From the art history, I was able to get that one. Then you have the theory of sculpture. We have drawing. We have the casting. We have where we use slides, to then plastic art, as well as for 9 courses. So from the art history, I was able to gather that City of Blood and put the artworks together.
It's scary, isn't it?
It's scary.
How do you protect intellectual property in a climate like ours?
The way you can protect intellectual property in Nigeria is to make it known to Nigerians that an intellectual property is like money, like, Naira. If you duplicate Naira, you are in for it, you will have problem. They jail you because you don't have right to duplicate.
Is that like stealing?
It's more than stealing, So if you duplicate somebody's intellectual property, a work, plagiarism, and copyrights, the punishment should be the same thing as when you duplicate, you make fake Naira.
Your song, Jeremy, how much money did you make from that song? And I'm sure you're still getting some royalties from it. Is that true?
No, intellectual property does not end.
Yeah.
It goes on. It will live after me. So it's not. If it was oil money, then you can probably know how many blocks and how many. But I know Jeremy was the first gold disc in Africa, and it's still counting.
But initially, lump sum, how much did that fetch you?
I don't know because probably we have to ask the company at that time if they're still in existence. That's where
is that Polygram
or Philips.
Yeah. They're all extinct now, aren't they?
So it's not possible to know exactly, but it made it opened the door for me, and the door has remained open ever since then till now. But I have also been able to move with time.
The other day I saw you on stage, still jumping around. When are you going to stop?
No. I am not going to stop, because if you stop working, everything also will stop. If you stop reading, everything will stop. If you water flower, it will blossom. If you water the flowers, if you don't water them, they will wither. That's how the brain is, and that's how the body is too. So, if you're asking me to stop performing or jumping, you're asking me to move steps backward.
I know you're actually a sportsman, and I remember reading a bit of your bio where you set a record in high school.
It's still there
and
today.
You put some money,
Yes,
is the value of the money the same now? Or?
No, it would multiply.
How much is it?
At that time, if you go by the price now, it would be around 2 million naira. No, they have not been able to break the record. I was a school high jumper. I was an athlete, school high jumper. And then I set a school high jump record. Till now, and I had a style we call it Western roll. I come from the west, 45 degrees, and I step only 6 steps and hit the floor and jump up vertically and roll over the bar, flat, horizontally over the bar and then land on two legs,
And
one leg.
you're still into bodybuilding, are you not?
Of course, just work out in the gym and so on. So I believe my philosophy, one of them is the best is yet to come.
I've seen pictures of perhaps children or wife, but I do recall that some time ago you had 30 years anniversary with your wife.
Oh, great. You just reminded me. Let me just give me those two. The two close. No. These two. Yes, and the black. Give me. Yeah.
What are you trying to show me?
I want to show you. Just ask the question, and that leads to this. I celebrated 30 years of my marriage, my wife. And okay, you read this one out.
You have been married for 30 years.
Constantly. I'm a Catholic.
Right. It is my honor and pleasure to celebrate you for your very sincere and unconditional love and support. With a special and personal appreciation, Bright Price, this day, the 8th of April, 2018, just for you, the sum of 1 million naira. You paid 1 million naira as a bride price.
For her.
For her.
Because the one I paid was for her parents. She never benefited from it. For this, for the appreciation, this is for her. For the 30th anniversary.
Well, isn't she worth more than 1 million naira for all the money you have?
Look at you. Read this one. This is more than what? Just read this.
Okay. 30 years of marriage award. Okay, you presented this as an award. Presented to Princess of Sareti Uwaifo, Mrs., as the best woman in the world by Professor Victor Efosa Uwaifo, MON-JP, husband.
So that's
best woman in the world.
Yes. So
that means you must have been experimenting.
That rounds it up. Money.
You are about to go on a trip to an island where you're going to survive for 2 weeks and you'll be required to take 5 items which are very close to you for your survival on this castaway trip. What will they be? The 5 most important things you'll take along with you?
Classical music.
Okay.
Then I'll take arts. It's either the palette or my trowel. Things I use for my sculptural works. Then I take my Bible. That's 3. I'll take water. That's 4. Well, I will still take along in my heart of love, my love.
A picture of your wife?
Picture of my wife.
How much do you really love her?
I love her so much because she has added value to my life.
Once I saw you in a picture with the president, former president Babangida, openly admiring you and telling you how much he loved you and your music as well. You tell me about these awards. Which one is the most, the dearest to you?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the Nigerian National Honors also opened the floodgates of opportunities somewhere, somehow.
Oh yeah, you were the first Nigerian musician.
Not only Nigerian musician, the first Benin man to be honored by the federal government 35 years ago. The same day with the sage, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. That was something. Member of the order.
It means a lot.
It means a lot to me.
Wow. So, what about in terms of music awards? Which one appeals to you?
The Gold Disc
Award. Yes. The one that keeps bringing in money. And you're enjoying it thoroughly. Anyway.
Hard work.
Yes. Well done. Thanks again for being on the program. The chat with Professor Sir Victor Efosa Uwaifo. I'm Manny. See you next time. The Chat is produced by Channels Television. You can watch it again online. Just visit our social media platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.